All right, students, this video is going to talk about absolute value inequalities. The deal with inequalities is inequalities are this or this, less than or greater than. They call it an inequality because it's not equals. You would say x is less than 5. You're not saying it's equal to 5. It's just everything less than 5. And on the number line, that means you're talking about not 5, but everything on this side. And we'd usually shade it in. What we're adding now is absolute value to this. So just a reminder, if you said the absolute value of 5, x equals 5, there's two numbers that could be true here. X could be 5 because the absolute value of 5 is 5, but also negative 5, because what absolute value means is what number has a distance of 5 from 0. And this person over here would be standing 5 steps from 0. But so would this guy. He's also 5 steps from 0. This guy's another eye. He still looks weird. Okay, anyways. How do we combine this idea with this idea now? Because this was just two locations. There's two locations that are 5. So first things first, when we get into absolute value inequalities, we'll have to deal with, is it less than or is it greater than? Okay. And so translation, let's translate this. This means all numbers whose distance is less than 5 from 0. All numbers less than 5 steps from 0. All right. The other way to think about that is in terms of the number line. Is you ask your mom, hey, can I go out after school? And she says, sure, but stay 5 blocks away. Don't go more than 5 blocks or stay less than 5 blocks from our house. So if this is your house, you can walk over to here and be okay. You can walk over this way to -5 and still be okay. You would be anywhere in between. Your mom would be happy with that. Anywhere in between, your mom would be happy. So your area there is in between these two things. And how we'd write that is, we'd say you are between 5 and -5. This is called a compound inequality. Okay, so it has two parts. Usually an inequality just has one part. This has two because x is between two values. And so that's how it would look. That's how we write the answer for that. That's how we graph it. That's how we interpret absolute value. Now, what about this one over here? This one over here is a little bit different. This one's saying all the numbers more than 5. So all numbers more than 5 steps away. Steps away. All numbers more than 5 steps away. Okay. There's a number of ways to think about this, but let's say your house is here. And let's say your house is radioactive. It's radioactive and it's giving off radioactive fumes and energy or whatever, however you measure radioactiveness. And the government has said, hey, it's not safe to be, you have to be more than 5 miles away or 5 blocks away or 5 whatevers away. So you could safely be over here or you could safely be over here. Anywhere in there is danger. This whole zone here is danger zone. From there to there. All right. In other words, you can stay on this side, you can be less than -5, or you can be more than 5 on this side. You can be on either of these two areas and you're totally fine. So now we're saying this side or this side, but not in the middle. So it's two separate inequalities for these types of problems. Okay, so that's the shortcut in terms of choosing answers or figuring out what situation you're dealing with is. Greater than, you're going to have two separate inequalities. Less than, you're going to have two inequalities, but x is between those areas. So between the areas, you're safe here. In this area, you want to be outside that middle area. Those are your two main situations with these types of problems. The next video, we'll go over some examples.